Hi, and welcome to another episode of Virtual Vitamin Z and a new year of DZS News. This is DZS News for the week of January 3rd, 2022. I'm your co-host, Stephen.
And I'm your co-host, Claire. As always, let's get started with some Detroit Zoological Society updates. What do we have this week, Stephen?
Well, Claire, it is the last week of Wildlights. So if you have not yet attended Wildlights and want to, be sure to go online right now or after you finished watching this and reserve your tickets. If you have trouble finding the day or time that works best for you, you can also try getting tickets at a local Kroger at their service desk, because those tickets are good for any date and time. It's kind of a little secret that we have. So it is a way to, get a chance to go on that day that maybe is currently sold out.
I haven't brought my family yet. We come every year, and just for a variety of reasons, we haven't made it yet this year. Now I've walked through it a couple times working the event, but I'm excited to bring my family out this week. All right, our next update goes back to a new blog post that was posted just last week, but it's a very important story. So we wanted to make sure that we called attention to it, especially as we started the new year. We recently found out the sex of the little piping plover that was rescued off of the beach in Ohio. The young bird named Erie was not migrating as she was supposed to. It is a female. And she's brought into our care so she can winter over here with us here at the Detroit Zoo. And Erie's pretty special. She is the granddaughter of that famous breeding pair out of Montrose Beach, Monty and Rose. There's actually a whole book written about their story. So we're very glad to have her here in our care over the course of the winter. And come spring and during the summer, we'll reacquaint her with her wild companions and get this endangered species robust a little bit more with her addition. So exciting news.
That is really exciting. I'm glad that there's a blog post about it. I just love the Detroit Zoological Society blog. I feel like it's just full of stories like this one that reflect the work we do in animal welfare, conservation, sustainability, humane education. So be sure while you're on the blog to check out the other stories as well.
Stephen, back to you for our feature story for the week.
Thanks, Claire. So as we roll into 2022, I know a lot of us might be thinking about and implementing, hopefully still actually going with our New Year's resolution. But I have a question. What are your New Year's Res-ZOO-lutions?
That's a good one. I like that. Res-ZOO-lutions.
Yeah, so I think of this as, something that you're going to commit to in your relationship with animals and the environment. So to give an example, I'm going to get started. And this one is specific to the fact that I work at the zoo. It's very easy to get caught up in work and spend the whole day indoors, especially when it's winter and it's a little bit cold or maybe snowy out. But I feel like there's so many incredible opportunities to connect with the animals who live at the zoo. So my Res-ZOO-lution for this new year is I'm going to spend at least 15 minutes a day connecting with the animals who live here, maybe sitting and doing some observations, maybe finding a sit spot at the zoo, something like that. So every day, 15 minutes of connecting with animals and nature here.
It's a great one. I actually, most Sunday mornings, I do rounds out in the zoo as part of my responsibilities on Sundays. And I think I took 3 or 4 different videos of animals that were out interacting in their habitat or with each other in really interesting ways. And it was just, it's winter time, right? There's not too many people out there. And it was just really incredible. So I've been thinking about making resolutions too. And I think my family and I spent a lot of time outdoors in 2020 and just kind of as a stress relief and just having some time outside together. And in 2021, we kind of strayed away from that a little bit. We found ourselves spending more time indoors. So I think our resolution for this year, despite the weather, because I've heard before there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. We're going to make an effort to spend a little bit more time outside in our neighborhood, state parks, metro parks, whatever's around, just being a little bit more in touch with the natural world.
That's a great one too, Claire. I've kind of noticed the same thing, especially 2020. There was, just this spirit of getting outside and doing things outside. And I might pick up yours as well and try doing that too. And so we have a question for you all, which is, what are your Res-ZOO-lutions? And again, these are resolutions that relate to your relationship with animals and nature. If you have one and would like to share it, we would love to check it out by either you're posting it in the comments or sending it to education@dzs.org. We might even feature some on our next virtual Vitamin Z DZS News episode. Claire, back to you for our virtual education program preview.
All right, as we teased a little while ago, maybe a week or two ago, there's going to be a couple of shifts in our programming for social media upcoming in 2022. But as always, we promised that we would start you each week, Monday morning at 11 a.m. with DZS News, as we are this week.
Next up, we're going to have a Saving Wildlife episode, except that this is one of those changes. Sometimes you might see a video that we've created. Sometimes you might see a post with a photograph and a text description. So in this case, that's what to expect. Saving Wildlife. As a reminder, Saving Wildlife features our efforts at conservation.
On Wednesday, we'll continue spotlighting scientists in celebration of our diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility efforts and work here at the Detroit Zoological Society.
On Thursday, we are going to have an animal welfare tale, and these feature our efforts at, obviously, animal welfare.
And we'll wrap up the week on Friday with our new Friday lineup, which is going to be a humane tip. Stephen, I'm excited to see what humane tip you have for us starting off the year.
Yeah, I'm excited to share them. And I like the idea of being able to share them as standalones. I feel like they'll be a little bit easier for people to check out that way. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this, again, first episode of the new year. And as always, stay healthy, Detroit.